Here's a question. There's a question. There's a good racist question to start off the podcast.
Okay.
Right? What? What were those Chinese people whispering about so much that we called it Chinese whispers?
Oh.
Right? It didn't come from nowhere. Look, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying that like the Western idea that they're being sneaky and they're passing secrets along to each other, but they're not able to get the secrets to each other because they're being so sneaky. I'm not saying that's valid, right?
Yeah.
But it all comes from something, right? The reason we're like all black people have big dicks, even though they don't, is because heaps of them do though.
They do though.
Heaps of them actually do though.
That would be a nightmare, I think, if you were black with a tiny cock.
I know a black guy with a small dick.
Huh?
I know a black guy with a small dick.
No.
Yeah. He's gutted.
How is that?
He's absolutely
that's just
gutted.
devastating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. That's like
He's gay though. He's gay though. And I don't think the gays back in gay or AIDS squared as we call it.
You know, you see like a 7-foot Chinese basketball player too, and you're like, what happened there?
Yeah.
That's kind of like I feel like the tiny dick, if you're black, is a genuine.
Yeah, it must be awful. Imagine being a good Asian driver.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, technically, people always say that because apparently, remember my Formula One bets? Yeah,
where you just put bets on both Asians to not finish the race.
It is disturbing how often it comes in. It started as a bit,
and then you start making profit.
I was like, Yuki Tsunoda, lad, he knows where a wall is when he needs to. Yeah, he's done it. My God, can you imagine if they start adding women? I'd be up millions. This is hilarious. I've failed my test so many times.
Yeah, but that's the thing I think sometimes the left don't really understand is like sometimes when you.
Cullen, do you mind putting your bottle on the table? Just smacks the microphone.
Oh, Coaster, you fucking savage.
You fucking dirty pig.
You Neanderthal. That's the thing I think like the left don't really get sometimes when it comes to like stereotypes is sometimes the reason you're making fun of something is just because you want to make fun of something, and the humor isn't just making fun of the thing, it's the jokes that you can extrapolate from it. For example, right, Elliot Steele regularly goes to the gym, right, goes to jiu-jitsu. The joke in the group is that he's fat, right?
Yeah.
And he's not fat. He goes through chubby phases like we all do, like what he said. But regardless of how good shape he's in, the fun is finding new creative ways to call him fat.
Yeah. You have to go out. Yeah. You have to find something, and if you the more you dig for it, it means you went right out of your way to do it. Yeah, it gets funnier. Yeah,
and that's why I feel sometimes like I'm able to get away with like heaps of sexist stuff with Cara because she knows that like for both of us, it's this is wrong.
Yeah,
if I meant it, but the reason it's fun is because it's that sort of safe violation. Does get a bit iffy when he gets to the. Well, I think South Park did it best, and they and continue to do it the best.
Yeah,
like you can make fun of it as long as you're making fun of everything, and it's just for the sake of fucking humor. Then great. But where did Chinese whispers come from? They all.
It's also a nightmare of a place to come from. I know they've labelled it Chinese whispers, but like there's so many, it's really going to get lost in translation.
I feel like Chinese whispers is the only way Chinese people can get the real news now. Because you've seen their fucking AI that they developed for 57 pence and they can just fucking churn out in a factory. It's like 1,000 times better than like all of the ones that you've heard the story, right?
Yeah.
So all of the Americans like, we're the pioneers, we're the greatest, we've done AI. And then China's like, oh, by the way, we heard you did it, so we just did it this way and it's cheaper and it's better. So their one's out, but theirs is like, I saw a great fucking reel the other day, which was like, if you ask, what's it called? Their one? Is it called Chinese Whispers?
I'm not sure what their one's called, but I saw that OpenAI Sam Altman was complaining that they stole the data from them. Even though
you fucking dweeb. Give that cunt a wedgie.
Even though OpenAI stole all their data in the first place.
Yeah. They're stealing all the data. Where does OpenAI get all its answers from? Oh, the Google and the internet and all the information there.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, great. Yeah.
You're just angry you found someone to actually get the information.
Yeah.
It's called DeepSeek.
DeepSeek, right? So if you type into DeepSeek, I don't know the main character in 1984 because I've not read it because people ruined it by quoting all the time. But like, what job did he do? and his job was to work for the ministry and make sure that only the relevant information got out to the people there. So they ask not DeepSeek. DeepFake's way different. They ask DeepSeek that, and he gives the answer, and then they go, "What happened? Can you find me an image of a man with grocery bags standing in front of a tank?" And they're like, "No, no, we cannot. That has never happened. What are you talking about?"
I saw one where someone was typing in like what major events happened in that year. And then the AI starts typing out like 1, and then it's like one thing, and then it gets to 2. It's like the Tiananmen Square massacre, and it just deletes itself.
It's like, very much DeepSeek is like that bit in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone where they go to visit Hagrid and he starts talking about dragons. He's like, "Oh, I've said too much. I've said too much." That's just DeepSeek. That's an entire thing.
I did enjoy the TikTok guy getting questioned in like American Parliament.
Oh, the Singaporean, that was just the most uncomfortable fucking razor. So what part of China are you from? Sir, I'm from Singapore. Okay, but do you have like a Chinese passport or sorry, I have a Singaporean passport. Okay, what does the following sentence mean to you?
Yeah.
Ching chong, ching, noodles flight rise number 62. Huh?
It means life. Arrest that man.
Sir, I am Singaporean.
Yeah, he was so like, you could see it just like, you know that thing, like he basically was like, "Fucking Americans." You could see it in his eyes, you know.
Sorry, just out of curiosity, off the top of your head, what is the going rate from where you're from for a sucky sucker? Is it $5?
Yeah.
Is it $5? Sir, I am from Singapore.
But,
Can we get a translator in here? He's talking.
That man's Chinese. I'm from Singapore.
Can we get a translator in here? Hello, I'm from Japan. Perfect.
Bring me in a rickshaw. I want to see something.
Sorry, I want you to take a look at this phone. Does it look completely normal to you? Yeah, it looks absolutely fine. Can you fix that for me? We got like an hour left in this deposition. Can you, sir? I am Singaporean.
Don't steal all the parts when you open it. That's my dad used to always say. It was his thing. That was his most racist thing. He could be right. Nah, he would sit around going. He'd be like, "Oh, well, I can't get them fixed in any of the Chinese shops because they'll just steal the whole rest of the insides when they're putting it back together." And I'm like, the phone wouldn't work then.
Just like a Chinese guy being like, "Okay, so I've taken out the hard drive, I've taken out the camera lens, I've taken out the battery. Oh, look, his bank details." Oh, they having those. All the pictures of his kids. Oh, he doesn't notice that his phone's lighter.
All Polaroids inside. I never knew it worked like that. He's oh God, yeah. Good old Singaporean though. Where'd you learn the Chinese whisper? Under a helicopter? I can't even work out how that would happen.
For those that might not get, one of the most hack lines in comedy, especially in the UK. I haven't seen it done for fucking years, but it's now gone the other way because it's now just a bit that makes comedians laugh, which is if somebody's talking in the audience or whispering to their friends about the show, you go, "Where did you learn to whisper?" In a helicopter, right?
Yeah.
It's hack, it's shit. We were in Benidorm once and we went to see a fucking shit racist comedian just for the experience. And 5 comedians at the back of the room, and the guy's fucking doing his too fucking, like, just using the word packy freely is every fucking joke. And we're just like, Jesus Christ. Crowd losing their mind. Of course they are, right? They think it's the greatest thing they've ever seen in their life. And then some guy starts talking. We haven't laughed this whole show. We're just there, miserable. Some guy starts whispering, and the comedian goes, "Where did you learn to whisper?" "Under a helicopter." And we're like, "Under? Under? You can't even do hack right. Like, fucking, how under? Like, sure, if a helicopter's just taken off, difficult to get under. I would say 99% of the time you're under a helicopter. It's fine to whisper. It's famously far away.
Under a helicopter.
Under a helicopter.
That's great. Yeah. I don't know what else. And I'm not really up on the old AI. I don't really know what's going on with it.
I'm awful for it, right? My algorithm is all fucking bleeding heart lefty liberal shit, right? So I'm getting all the fucking guilt all the time. And they're like, "Did you know that it's the power it takes for ChatGPT to get you like one answer. Like, is it like a bottle of water? Like, just the thing, like, you're just the amount of energy it takes for one question is to search the entire internet, work out what you mean, what the best answer is, send it through. It's such a waste of energy. And every fucking day, I'm just like, what is today's answers for the New York Times crosswords? There's a website you can go to, but I don't want to go to that website. I want you to list the answers for me.
Is it an app?
Also, by the way, just in case Gareth Wall listens to this, right? That's the daily crossword. It's not the mini. I'll not have your fucking... I beat you in that fair and square.
Connection's good.
Connections is great.
I'm on
Connections is great. Strands is...
Nelson told me about this. Don't know it.
Strand, it's kind of like a word search. It's not the fucking best. I do all four with G every day. We do Wordle, we do Connections, great fun. We do Strands, we do the mini. G regularly beats me. Oh yeah. He regularly beats me on the... I would say we're about 55, 45, 55 being him on Wordle. Connections, he tends to slay me. Strands, 50-50. The mini, fucking, he should have a disabled car parking badge.
Really?
Yeah.
Not his strong point.
Nah.
Are you better at the words or the numbers on cross when you're playing Countdown?
I'm not good at numbers. I was all right at Sudoku for a bit. Like, I got into Sudoku for about 3 weeks.
Okay.
Just when I deleted all social media off my phone.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, well, how do I spend 17 hours on my phone still?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to... Like, that was the habit I was trying to break, but I can't break staring at my screen. So I was just like, Sudoku, that's going to make me smarter.
And that's a Singapore job, isn't it? Sudoku.
Is it?
I don't know.
You sound like them. And when did your...
Them? How dare you?
No, the fucking US politicians.
It's me that said that.
When did your people invent the Sudoku? Is it some sort of code breaker? Is that what you're doing? You're sticking it in our magazines and our newspapers every weekend?
Crossword. It's from Singapore.
I'm from Singapore. What's so special about your fried rice? Huh?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's just...
And what part of China is Singapore in?
Well, now, I mean, you ask a Chinese person, they'll give you a different answer.
Yeah. But they'll always do. Chinese whispers. That's the whole education system is Chinese whispers.
It says here that Sudoku was invented in the US.
Really? Those dumb cunts?
Yep, and that was popularized in Japan, and hence they named it.
Oh.
So
they
it
had
was originally called Number Place.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I didn't bang.
That's why I
didn't slap.
Yeah.
But Sudoku in Japanese means number single.
Yeah, you can't call Monopoly late stage capitalism.
Yeah.
Like,
The board game.
Yeah. You got to call it what it. You give it like a fucking pizzazz name. I was gonna do. This is the bit that you can get cut out if you want, but I'm not gonna go into any details. It's leading on to something, right? But you've had a rough couple of months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my wife is like, obviously she loves you dearly. She'll be like, how's Cullen doing? And I'm like, yeah, fine. And then like this month, one of the months where I was like, oh, he's not fine, actually. He's fine. He opened up in the group, told us that he was having a rough time. He said, there's this message of all this stuff going on. And she was like, can I see him? I'm like, yeah. So I show her your message. We're just walking around the shop. And she was like, oh my God, he's having such a hard time. I'm like, yeah, it's brutal. And she's like, why was your response to that a person in a Man City jersey taking his shirt off and running around and celebrating? And I'm like, oh, it's the Aguero late minute winner against Crystal Palace.
2012.
Yeah, it's like, it's one of the most famous goal celebrations. She's like, I get what it is. Why are you putting that in when he's just opened up about how hard his life is? I'm like, that's funny.
What else are you meant to do?
I'll tell you why. Because if I was to go on Instagram, Cullen can tell me how sad he is, what's been going on in his life. But if I was to go on Instagram, post a picture of me and Cullen together being like, God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. I'm so proud of this boy. I'm with him through thick and thin. The world's your oyster, baby. He would kill himself the next fucking day.
That would be the final straw.
Oh, man.
That would be it.
You can have a... I think this is like the difference sometimes with men. Like, men don't talk about their feelings. I think a lot of the time we do. Like, I feel myself...
Just killed immediately.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, man, all right. Life's tough. Fucking, yeah, cool. You opened up, good. Right, what's step 2? You had your little cry. Now what's up?
What's your second step? I don't know.
Because like anytime I've opened up to any of the fucking boys, you just have to emotionally prepare yourself that the first 10 minutes is going to be a roast, and then you'll get some private messages and being like, "Hey man, are you all right?" But I think it's probably not healthy.
Yeah, now what message me sent didn't ask. It was just like an out to the group as well. It's even funnier, kind of private message.
So funny.
Yeah.
Because I always see it as like my justification for it is you've got to let the person going through a rough time, that even though like their inner world of their head, like things might be going wrong and they might feel fucking isolated and they might feel like, you know, they're not keeping up with everything, that we're all the same. It's all the same, right? As long as your complaint isn't, guys, my mental health is in tatters because of the abuse I get in this group, and we're all like, that's when it's bad. But if it's like, life is hard, things are going wrong for me, and then the boys just start making fun of you, you're like, oh, right, this is a constant. I know this is their way of showing that they're here for me. Like, you know, I mean, the group chat got lit. A lot of us are dads. It takes a lot for all 10 boys to be on.
Oh, God,
but when somebody's going through a hard time and you can kick them when they're down, I will ignore my child.
Oh, genuinely, if anyone gets cancer in any family of anywhere, even in the general, from grandparents to aunts, on like that is the sphere on each of us. So there's quite a big chance at all times at least one's going on.
Yeah, Elliot's dad, who we all love, Mark Steele so much, got so much cancer shit. But Elliot was like, I don't know if he's going to make it. And we're like, Aguero!
We're like, of course. GD! If you just keep going, of course he's not. Look at him. He's never going to fight anything else.
I enjoy
I think he's kind of got cockroach things, Mark Steele. Kind of like me, kind of as well.
Yeah.
Bit of a cockroachy thing.
Yeah.
Always ill, but never fully out.
Yeah, it feels like
I have very tragic look. It's very funny.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you've been trying to bulk up on the other bit. It's my favourite bit of the group. Is Cullen's decided that, well, it's not decided, the doctor told him, like, hey, you need to put on some weight, please. Just eat a little bit more. So he's been obviously doing protein shakes and going to the gym, and we've just turned it into that he's drinking spunk all the time.
Aye.
Because
I don't even remember how.
I think the bit started off and you were like, I need more protein. And then we were all pretending to come up with things which were just our cum for you to enjoy, to bulk up. And then it just came you going on jogs, like with one of those circular like drinking bottles just filled with
straps. You know, the ones the ones that are strapped into your back and all, the wee tube.
And it just goes all the way back round and directly into your own balls.
God, Jesus Christ. That's very funny because every time you take a suck and you start chatting to people, it's like you've taken helium.
Do you reckon it's hard for? Do you reckon it's hard for like gays in relationships?
Oh, aye.
To like open just gays in relationships with each other, like, because obviously you get gay gays. My favorite type of gay is the poof, right?
Yeah,
I love a flaming queen.
Yeah.
Right. I want.
Yeah, we all know you love yourself, mate. Sorry.
I want the bitchiness. I want the vulgarity.
The flamboyant bitchiness.
That's the
like you're backstage at a fucking RuPaul dressing up.
Yeah. And I want it to be toxic. I want it to be vitriolic. That's my favorite type of queer, right? But I do know a bunch of fucking gay lads who are just fucking straight lads in disguise.
Yeah, right? I know that. Yeah,
like the gayness of them is like they love cock and they love cum and they love being bummed and bumming boys and stuff, but like they don't subscribe to anything else. Like one of my mates, Josh, just the biggest sports fan in the entire fucking world. Dresses like I'm dressed now, but like your baseball cap, sports fucking gear. I'm like, if you're in a relationship with two of those, because I feel like two queens together will be good. Right?
Yeah.
When the mask drops, they're able to be there for each other emotionally, fucking yas queening each other. Must be hard as gay guys if you're two straight gay guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because that's why as straight guys we get women, right? The reason that the guy's like, why are you being so mean to the boys? I'm like, because all boys eventually, you got a girl that you can go to and be like, hey, this stuff's, if I'm ever feeling vulnerable and awful about myself, first person I tell is my wife. It's not the boys. I come to the boys eventually.
Yeah.
Just to give them something to laugh at.
Yeah. Yeah, you need somewhere else first, yeah.
Yeah.
I DM Shakira. She's not replied to any of it, but that's where I put it all first. Imagine she read it on Sunday. There's like 9 years full of stuff. You won't believe it today. Shakira. I don't know your second name, sorry.
Imagine. It's Shakira.
That's right. Yeah.
The girl so nicely named her twice.
Yeah.
Imagine you do just every time you're feeling down, you just DM Shakira how sad you are, and then like fucking 2 months ago, she just replies, being like, the divorce is finally gone through with PK. He tried to get a punch of my money. I gotta say, he never opened up to me the way you did. This is, do you want to go on a date? I'm like, I can't shag my diary. What, my Anne Frank?
Yeah. Sorry, not my type.
Famously shagged her diary.
That's so much funnier. Sorry, not my type. Sorry, Shakira, not my type. So what the fuck was all that? She just seemed like someone I could...
Aye.
You're getting everything wrong too. You're like, Genie and the Bottle is my favourite song. You're like, that's Christina Aguilera. It's not even the same race.
I've heard your feet aren't very good at telling fibs. That's not.
Yeah, I think like that's
How fat's Pepe's cock? That's not. I was married to PK. That's not what I asked, bitch.
How's things with Ben Affleck getting on? It's like, it's not me.
Yeah, you're Jennifer Lopez. All South American women are Jennifer Lopez. What are you talking about?
Oh,
I nearly got out of the car yesterday and punched a man in the head.
okay.
I was driving my son to playgroup.
Jeez, what did he do?
Shut the fuck up. I was driving my son to playgroup, right? And his playgroup's right beside a church, and there was obviously a funeral on. Right, so
Obviously.
obviously. That's where people go to die. And, I say obviously because, like, it's... His playgroup's in like a hall next to the church, and the cafe is just frequented by old people just fucking seeing out time. Just fucking count down the clock.
I can't wait for those days.
Aye. Oh, yeah.
I'm doing that now.
Yeah.
Seeing out the days.
So I'm driving there. So the hearse is outside, and it's just the two, I don't know what hearse drivers are called, but the fucking...
Hershey's? I don't know.
And a guy who's not going to the funeral, isn't part of fucking anything, just a guy, just a man on a walk, walks past the hearse and goes,
Yeah.
that was enough for me.
That you nearly hit him flat. I was waiting for so
Fuck it, right.
You're
First of
in
all,
the
there's
Ireland, man.
many. For those
Everyone
that listen to
does that.
podcasts, he did the Jesus cross thing.
Yeah, he blessed himself.
Spectacles,
basically.
testicles, wallet, and watch.
Yeah.
Right, he did that whole thing. Right. Man, that's the strongest desire
Jesus, man.
I've had to kicking someone's fucking cunt in.
People in Ireland do it even when they're not religious anymore.
No, that's worse to me. Right,
I know people that do it when still go past church, not religious anymore, and still breast themselves.
Nah. Grow up. I fuck superstition.
I mean, I wouldn't
fucking
do that,
pathetic little superstition. Mind you, saying that, I will salute a solo.
What?
Crow. Is it crows?
You
Magpie. No, solo magpie.
people are just gonna.
Yeah.
You have to salute it.
Yeah, if there's only one magpie, you got to salute it. Because
Salutes us. that salute. Okay.
yeah. My heart goes out to you.
Yeah. And me to you.
It irked me for so many fucking reasons, right? One, the superstition of it, right? I don't like my salute magpies is it's a habit.
Okay.
Right? It's just my mum did it all the time, so I just sort of do it. Takes me fucking by way. I don't think if I don't do it, something bad will happen to me.
Okay, yeah.
I fucking hate comedians that have like a pre-show ritual. I think that's super fucking lame.
Don't do it, yeah.
And I think it's super sick. And I again, you always hate the things in other people that you have in yourself. I say this as a person in the first 20 of my gigs. I wore the exact same outfit every time.
Yeah, yeah.
Same shirt and all that. So again, but just as a grown man to walk past and then be like, oh God, this will protect me. What a dumb thing. As if God's up there with his fucking angel sniper rifle picking off his next victim. And he went, there's one right there. There's a big, oh no. Even though he drew a cross and told me exactly where to aim. And even though he was making fun of the thing that killed my literal only son, you'll survive another day. Like, it's just so dumb to me. And also, I think now...
Another one wants it in the throat.
The UK has become such a atheist place. Like, I don't care what anyone says, it's an atheist fucking country. Like, any of the religious people are either just like really old and or gay. Just fucking dweebs and losers who like never got far enough away from their parents and grandparents that they were able to fucking think freely. And I just think, this is my way of appealing to the right wing. Right? If you fucking hate, right, all of the immigrants, and you don't mean immigrants, you specifically mean Muslims, and we all know you mean Muslims. If you hate Muslims coming over here because in your head, like, they take over areas of town and they impose Sharia law and all that stuff, and you want to get rid of that, right? I agree with you in the sense that I don't think religion should ever be allowed to be a public thing. Ever.
Okay, right? Yeah.
Ever.
You want not the separate, like people are like the separation of church and state. You just want the separation of the church.
Yeah, you fuck off. Until you pay full fucking taxes, full, and also reparations for the thousands, for everything. Yeah. You don't get to be included in society unless you actually fucking contribute it in a way that isn't dumbing down and riling up society. So, dirty right-wingers, right? All the racist ones, you want to get rid of the fucking Muslims. I'll agree with you, right? But the deal is, right, we batter all the Christians first. Anyone being Christian in public just gets their fucking head kicked in. Because it's got to be all religion. It's got to be all religion. Yeah. It's got to be. You can do it privately. You can do it in your church. You can do it in your wherever Mormons go. You can do it in your mosque. You can do it in your synagogue. You can be religious in there, right? But the second you come out, you take your wee fucking collar off, right? You put real clothes on, right? And you fucking be part of society.
You want people to put on real clothes.
Real clothes.
That's where you lost me there. You lost me at the end. You want there, just like, get that hijab off.
I didn't say hijab. I said the collar thing.
It's only the collar, but I know what you mean.
No.
You want all.
I just don't.
See, you think... But
I think religion is cancer in all forms.
Yes, no,
and I think Christianity is the worst.
Yeah, do you know what I was about to say? It's going to be quite funny when you're saying all religion, because there's going to be a couple that are going to be like, "This is harsh. We did nothing."
Tell you who can stay.
Like Sikhs.
Sikhs can stay. Fucking who's the orange tambourine guys?
Orange marches.
No, not the Proddies. The Hare Krishnas.
Aye,
they're fun. They can stay. But again, get out that costume. You can go down the street playing the fucking tambourine, fucking put some dungarees on.
You think that you're really stuck on the outfit here?
Yeah.
You don't mind them doing the Hare Krishna stuff in the street? You just have to be wearing...
That's just shaking the tambourine. What I'm saying is, like, if you're somebody who stands on the corner with a fucking sign talking about how we're all going to hell, you don't get the law that protects you from being assaulted applied to you.
Yeah, okay.
Right? And that also goes for me. If I start doing stand-up randomly on the street, you're allowed to kick my fucking head in.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to do it in a comedy club because that's where it fucking belongs. If you preach on the street, you get your head kicked in.
Do you know what? Said that street preaching, that's one I'm just like, get that out.
Yeah,
that's definitely nonsense. You know, people's like, fucking, Jesus is going to fucking smite you, you piece of shit. And you say, because it's all madness.
Imagine
and it's all shouting at kids and everything. And I'm like,
standing in the middle of the street being like, you're going to die, you're going to go to hell, you're going to fucking burn. I'm like, man, people should be allowed to fucking kick your head in.
Yeah. They say, where's your God now? Choking him out.
Like, I do think, don't get me wrong, to go back, I'll acknowledge that there might have been a bit of, I don't think I was talking about the hijabs. When I was talking about take your silly costume off, I'll be honest, I was talking about the Hasidic Jews.
No, yeah, they have to get that off.
That's actually,
Oh, yeah, God, yes.
I can't remember what part of New York it is, but I remember I spoke to Harry Shafir about this because I just had to ask him, and he's the expert on Jews. Going through it, and there's this, excuse my ignorance here, Jews. I don't think it was Hasidic. I think it was a different sect or cut off. But they just have these fucking massive hats. I'm talking cylindrical, 2 to 3 feet wide fucking hats on their heads. And all the blokes were wearing it, walking around.
Yeah, just bump heads, like.
Yeah. And it,
Nightmare.
like fucking all the like African women from the adverts making us feel guilty bringing water home to their kids. But just obviously filled with whatever Jews eat, not pork.
Money.
So, you don't get to ever accuse me of any. How dare you? When I specifically mind taking a collar off, and you're like, he hates the hijab. It goes straight to the Jews eat money, like Sonic the Hedgehog.
They've had a bad couple of years for the old PR.
They've not been, yeah, it's
Not mostly even before the whole fucking Israel passing was the coming out of the tunnels that got swept under. Remember the tunnels?
yeah, I do remember the tunnels.
What was that about?
Very odd.
I don't want to go back into it, but you know,
Also, I feel like one of the reasons that Jews might get a bit more hate, and I'll say this because I've felt it be me, and it's nothing to do with the past 2 years. Like, it's hard to tell Christian kids, right? I think all religion is indoctrination. I think if you were to give people, and if you were to not offer people religion at the age of 5 and offer it as a fact, and let them maybe discover it after they're 18, the same that we do with drugs and alcohol and gambling and all these other dangerous things that can ruin your fucking lifestyle. I think the amount of religious people in the world would reduce to 10%.
Yeah.
Because I think you'd learn how to deal with life like a human being and not be like, oh, well, I'll be forgiven in the afterlife or whatever. But it's hard to tell with young kids whether they're fucking Christian or not. I guess not in America because they're all fucking dweebs over there. But like the worst indoctrination
by birth.
that I always see is, I see it so many times in the airport, whenever I see a Jewlet, a baby Jew, a little Jew. A tiny
okay,
Jew,
yeah, okay, yeah.
I don't know
I
what-
genuinely approached that like you're being normal.
a Jewlet. I don't know what a Jew drop?
Yes,
A Jew drop?
I love that. I feel like even they'd love that.
Yeah, that's because the Jew, for those who are not from the UK, Jew drops are very nice, sweet in the UK, but like just little fucking kids with like the curly bits and they're in their outfit. I'm like, man, there's no way that's what that kid wants.
Yeah.
There's no way the 4-year-old is like. I mean, maybe it is in the sense that
You can
like,
do it
they
when
grew
you're
up in that community and that's the fashion thing. And it's all part of that, but.
Not that young, yeah.
Nah,
That's
nah.
forced.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
abuse,
and just fucking let them read comic books.
Yeah.
Like instead of the Torah, I'm pretty sure the Torah is like top to bottom, and then
What do you mean?
the way they read it. So you know how?
Does it go up and down?
Yeah, you know how the Chinese read backwards.
What?
I could be very
Where'd they
wrong
learn
here.
to read?
Under a helicopter. Where'd you learn to read? A hall of mirrors?
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know they went up and down.
Yeah,
God.
I think so. I could be wrong here, but I feel like the Torah is a lot of up and down. Though maybe I'm wrong because they love scrolls, and I feel like up and down on a scroll.
But maybe that's why it has to be a scroll.
No, that would take fucking ages. Because then you're reading all the way down,
Yeah,
and then you gotta go all the way back to the top of the fucking toilet
Catch
roll.
the fucking edge.
Aye. So can you find out, Matthew? Don't correct any of my other anti-Semitic and anti-Islam ignorance there.
Yeah. Well, I think basically the main thing going through here is that religion is a cancer.
Yeah.
It really does come down to. Well, it fucked Ireland completely. Like,
Yeah,
in fairness.
fucked every country it's been in.
Yeah.
there is no country in the world, right, where it's like we are a religious country. This is purely fucking religious, or for 100 years we were this fucking religious. That is a good and safe country for everyone.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
doesn't exist.
They always say things like, "Oh, Denmark." I'm like, fuck off. Fuck Denmark.
I like that.
I've never been.
It's nice. They get.
It's nice.
They get like they're kind of like I don't know, maybe like the England of Scandinavia. Norway and Sweden hate each other.
Okay.
And like everyone makes fun of Finland because they're all fucking crazy in Finland.
Okay,
and Iceland's just like their gay mate who's there and gets all those jokes. But like all 4 of those countries hate Denmark the most.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. And if you go there and you say to Denmark, you're like the England of Scandinavia, they'll laugh and not realize that that's an insult.
Oh, God.
They're like, yeah, we have a king and queen. We have a royal family.
Wow.
The Torah is read right to left.
Fuck. Sorry, Jews.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jews.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry. That's the worst disclaimer. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, Jews. But it's right to left, so it's there. Oh.
Which one's
So the
up and down?
Jews and the Chinese have been doing Chinese whispers, if you ask me.
Well, right to left, normal.
No, right to left.
Oh, right to left. Oh, inwards out. Yeah. Fuck's wrong with people?
Mad.
What kind of in this country?
I feel like there is a language that's written up and down, but you have to Google it.
But in Ireland, you read one letter on one page and you have to turn over to the next thing. It's the first letter on the next page and you keep going.
Yeah. It's your version of a Sudoku.
Yeah.
But you just called it letter plate.
Yeah.
And then some Singaporean guy was like, we're going to smash this. So hold on. I'm going to quickly go for a wee, and then we're going to talk about stags.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for listening and supporting the podcast. It is sponsored, as always, by Thistley Cross Cider. The best way to support this podcast, apart from being a Patreon, listening and telling your friends, is to go to thistleycross.co.uk, thistleycrosscider.co.uk, and using the promo code ThistleySlossFebruary, you'll get 10% discount all across the UK for any of their ciders. Best one is Whiskey Cask. Rum Cask is a close second. Apparently, there's a tequila cask coming out soon. It's so good. I regularly drink it, not as much as I want to, because obviously cider makes you bloaty, and I don't want to fucking look like a beached whale. But I tell you what, if I ever do decide to give up on my body, this is what I'll use. I feel like I talk about this every week. It's a sincere plug. It's my favourite cider in the world. I get proud when I go to bars and they serve them in the bar. I'm like, oh, they're doing it. I have nothing to do with the company, but I get pride. Please enjoy it responsibly, and please enjoy it by going to thistleycrosscider.co.uk and using the promo code ThistleySloss10.
The official cider of the IRA. No!
So Gareth Stag do.
Yeah.
Gareth of Gareth Waugh fame
Yes.
is getting married in March.
Yes.
March.
Yeah.
And his stag do is next week. And this has brought a very interesting discussion into my household that I'm now bringing up with other people. I think you're going to be on my side.
Yeah.
I think Matthew's going to be on my side. And I think not all men are going to be on my side, but lads.
Okay.
Lads will be on my side. If you were invited to a friend's, not a close friend, but like a friend from a while ago, not seeing him in a while, but you're still mates. If they invited you to their stag do, would you assume that you were also invited to their wedding?
Never.
I kind of would, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No. I'm like...
Not at all.
Because Gareth's got some people coming to his stag that aren't going to his wedding. I had some people at my stag that were not at my wedding. And Gareth's like, oh my God, that must be so awkward. And I'm like, why? She's like, they're coming to the stag and they're not coming to your wedding. I'm like, oh, they got the best deal?
Yeah.
They got the best case scenario. They get the bit where it's right, we're going to do heaps of drugs, we're going to drink a bunch, we're going to be horrible, awful men near each other and just say the worst things and just let loose for 3 days. Oh, and by the way, and then you don't have to rent a suit, get a hotel, travel up to where I am, sit in a fucking pew, listen to me say this fucking shit in front of my Loved ones.
I would never assume it, and also as I'll back you there. That I'd be just like, oh, fucking great. That would be it, right? Second of
If
all,
you want to invite me to your stag,
I just couldn't. I couldn't take offense of it. I'll tell you why as well, because like in my head, I'm like weddings. Oh my god, they have a certain amount of places. It's this person, that person. A lot of it's for thing or show and other family and whatever. I have to get that family member, and even though really like half of them would not be invited.
yeah.
Sure. But so I just
sometimes it's like it's not Marcy
like-
invites too much, but it's been like, hey man, I love you, I think you're great, but there's not enough space at this fucking wedding. Still come and get fucked up with me, and we'll bond there.
Yeah.
I think it's such a completely fine thing to do, and I would never ever assume that by being invited on someone's stag,
yeah.
that I was going to the wedding, and I wouldn't feel jilted. I would be
No,
like,
not at all. I wouldn't give a shit. Yeah, I don't think it would cross. Yeah, one or two.
yeah. Now, women here, you can correct me because I am.
Yeah, it just seems to
for
be
the sake of engagement, I am going to say all bitches be like this, just to get you angry in the comments and whatnot, because you love a nag. But I feel like from the women in my life that I've spoken to, that's one of the most socially awkward things, that I would never invite somebody on a hen do that wasn't invited to the wedding, because what does that mean for them? That they must be so offended. They must not think they're worthy of a fucking wedding invite. I'm like, yeah, they're not worthy of a wedding invite.
Which isn't an insult.
There's not an insult. There's limited fucking places.
Yeah.
And also, maybe you're a bad drunk. Right? I don't mind a bad drunk on my stag do. That's fun.
Yeah.
Right? You're not my responsibility. I'm the stag. I'm getting home. You can fall in a fucking river for all I care.
Yeah.
If you're a bad drunk at my wedding, man, it's my special day. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, there are legit reasons.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
every lad, like one of the swimming mum's husbands was like, he was like, I agree with you. Stag do is just, you basically go into a canyon and you yell it out and you see who turns up. And
That's right, yeah.
And if all of those people were like, no, are we also invited to the wedding? Like, fuck, you're invited to. You're a monster. You're an animal.
yeah,
I'm not letting you near my family.
Yeah. It would never. Yeah.
Also, if you were to see what real love looked like, you'd kill yourself, bud. You'd fucking kill yourself. If you saw me stood up there with the love of my life telling her how much I love her, you would go into the bathroom and you'd slit your fucking throat, right? So why don't you come with me to Prague? Benidorm, sorry.
That's so funny. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's quite funny. I think so. This basically spawns from the fact that some people would find it offensive that you're not. It's basically you're not worthy of a wedding invite. But to me, a wedding invite isn't necessarily. If I get invited to a wedding, usually I'm like, right, well, the numbers here, not the numbers, but the numbers worked out.
yeah.
There's an extra couple of spaces, and then they chose from that, because there's such a massive immediate bubble. Like immediately before you even get to friends, really, technically, there's at least 50.
Yeah.
Like your best mates or whatever. Like
that's such an Ireland thing. This just shows the size of your family. They're like, so the smallest a wedding could possibly be if we're only inviting family is 55.
Oh, man, I wouldn't even. I really undersold that. That is unbelievable. Like my grandmother's got 16 brothers and sisters, and my mum's got 9 brothers and sisters, and then so then there's all their cousins, and then, it's a mess.
Yeah,
it's a mess. Help.
I just think like it's brought this thing to my house, which is about like fucking invite etiquette, right? So my son turns 3 next week. He's having a birthday party just across the road. We've invited his 5 mates from swimming. We've invited all of my mates who have kids as kids, because at the moment that's his social circle. Drop him off at playgroup. Oh, Cara drops him off at playgroup. She goes back. She got an invite from a girl in playgroup. She's turning 3. And she's invited Cullen to the party. And I'm like, oh, cool, right? and their party's like fucking 4 weeks away. So I said to Cara, I'm like, oh, should we just invite that little girl to Cullen's party? She's like, no. I'm like, why not? She's like, they'll think it's an afterthought. And I'm like, it is an afterthought.
Yeah. Afterthoughts are good.
Yeah, an afterthought is good. Because if you don't have an afterthought, you've stopped thinking.
Yeah.
And that's the worst case scenario. Like, that's done, nothing more. Like, and look, maybe I understand if you're like fucking 30 and somebody goes, hey, I'm having a party in 2 weeks. Do you want to come? And you're like, oh, I'm having a party this weekend. Do you want to come? But even then, I don't think I'd be like, well, you've actually been planning that party for longer than I've been planning my party. And I wasn't on your original list. I don't know if this is just like girl politics, like women politics, or just my wife's politics. I would be interested to know, but like to apply it to 3-year-olds. I'm like, because I was talking to the mum of the girl whose party is. And I'm like, oh, thanks very much for the invite. I'll be there. It's the day after Gareth's stag, so I'll be a bit hungover, but I'm coming. She's like, you drew the short straw? And I'm like, no, man. I love kids. I've always loved kids. Like, even hungover, I think it's fun to just watch. I love watching my son make friends. Like, it brings me great joy. It's not pulling the short straw. I'd fucking love to be there. And she's like, yeah, I mean, she doesn't have any friends, like, really, because she's just so young. But she went to a birthday party. She decided she wanted a big birthday party. So we just invited everyone at playgroup. And I went, it's like an afterthought. She was like, it was a total afterthought. And I'm like, they're fine.
Great. This is well, I'm not coming in.
She's not invited. She's not invited to the party. The kid's not invited to the party. Gareth thinks it's too fucking awkward.
That's great. That's politics that don't exist.
Oh, man.
I feel like that's made up.
Or does it? Or is it? Because like women
or is it just we're so fucking stupid? To social norms. I don't know if I'm missing stuff in there, but I'm just like, what?
I think it would be, because I think in general, I think men have the ability to be profoundly emotionally mature, but I think it takes us longer to like get there,
but 55 right? At least. Nobody.
And I think women, I don't even think it's scientifically proven that women absolutely develop emotionally faster than fucking men do. Yeah, so that's why I'm not willing to like put out as being like, women are fucking crazy, because it'd be like a fucking Neanderthal being like, look at those guys in those suits with those sticks with holes in the end pointed at us. There's no sharp end on the end of that spear. Let's go fuck these cunts up. I'm aware that that's often where I am when it comes to emotional maturity with women, where I'm like, women are dumb bitches, and then I get into an argument, I'm like, oh my god, they had nukes. What the fuck? So I don't know if like maybe it is, maybe when I invite one of the boys to the stag and he's not invited to the wedding, maybe he's crying at home.
That'd be so funny.
Wouldn't it?
Imagine you find out that.
Imagine he put it in the group. Guys, the reason I've been quiet is because Dad invited me to the stag do, but not a special day. Fucking why has WhatsApp taken away all why have they taken away all the noose gifts?
You'd also be just like, well, you're not invited to the stag either, because that's
you're gonna fucking cry about it this time.
You get your shit together. Nobody likes weddings either. I mean, the good ones, but nobody likes them.
Oh, I disagree.
You like weddings?
I love a wedding. I love it because there's not a single wedding in the world where I'll not get horrifically drunk, right? And okay. I'm not, and I can do it because I'm not a bad drunk. I can be I get a bit louder. I repeat myself. I become less interesting. I think I'm more interesting. Dangerous combo, but I'm not like fighty. I don't fucking.
It's not anger.
Yeah, but I'm not. I love an excuse to go out and start drinking at 12 p.m. Especially now, like I'm super excited for Gareth and Laura's wedding because Gareth's parents are looking after both of our kids.
Oh my goodness!
So I get to drink with my wife like we used to fucking drink, right? And I love because Gareth will still drink now, but she's going to be needing to be breastfeeding the baby within like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah,
right?
it's like
so there's always like this anxiety in the back of her head or sort of like stuff. But this fucking that wedding, man.
I feel like I'll have to keep somewhat sober for a good while, which is going to be at least till after the.
What I find very funny about Gareth's upcoming nuptials is how nervous so many people are about your best man speech.
I don't know why it's so many people. I thought it was just Laura. So many people.
I think, because I think...
That's so funny though.
Craig Hill's marrying them.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Craig's doing the the ceremony.
Class.
Which is so good. Like Tom stayed married, Muchie and
Great. I don't know if that
his
counts
wife.
then, does it? Does feel like there must be a law that
Yeah,
doesn't count.
Canadians can't marry people. So Craig's doing, which I think is going to be unbelievable. Like, that's for me the perfect way. Like, if you're not religious, but you're doing an inherently almost religious thing of getting fucking married, just get a fucking gay comedian to come in and just be hilarious. Just
Yeah.
You know,
it's perfect for the day.
yeah. But I think like some of the older family members of Gareth and Laura were a bit like concerned about like what the tone of it would be, forgetting the fact that like Craig does corporates, Craig does you know, he's played sensible fucking people before. That sort of concern I vaguely get. The concern for you is I'm on your side because you're one of my best friends and we've lived together for I mean, how many of our lives have we lived together? 7 at least.
It's definitely a good bit anyway. Well, 5 anyway. What 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21? That's about 5 already.
Yeah.
A bit more.
And then if we want to talk, COVID was like living together.
Yeah.
I know that you have an on and an off switch.
Yeah.
And an in between. But like clearly,
So
Laura's
worried.
like, is he going to do a dead baby joke at the wedding? And I'm like, look, yeah, but one. Only one. Which is like, compared to his normal 20-minute set.
I'll have to do one risky now because you're all worried. but she's genuinely thinking like he's going to ruin my wedding. Like as if I was going to land in and be like, I cannot wait to ruin their special day.
What's the difference between Laura's father and Laura's cunt? Write your answers down. There's no punchline to this. I just wanted to see if any of the audience were funny. Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Do you know the one joke that you legally have to do?
No, but I will do it now.
'Cause
I'll do it now regardless of what you say.
It's a Scottish wedding. You legally have to do it. I'm going to be doing it at Jean's wedding. So Eric, if you're listening to this, please skip the next 2 minutes because I don't want this joke to be ruined for you. This joke is happening at your wedding.
Okay.
Has to be done at every single Scottish wedding in the world. Otherwise, the whole wedding is null and void. Right?
Okay, right.
So I was talking to the groom the other day, and I asked him if he was wearing a kilt for the wedding, and he said, "Yeah, of course he was." And I asked, "What's the tartan?" And he said, "I don't know, probably a white dress."
All right, come on. That's great.
It's
There you go.
but it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. What's with school shootings? Oh God, yeah. I don't know. What if I did the complete opposite and wrote the most tragically heartfelt thing you've ever seen?
Too sincere. Well, because that would be funny. Because Gareth, I've always had a fucking Gareth always a bit. Like, he doesn't cry. Right, he's like you, right, which doesn't like, and more likely you aren't like me, which I cry at all things all the time. So Gareth will tell me when he cries at things because he knows it makes me happy because I like him. Not like sadness crying, but like when he's like, you know, well, not even sadness crying, like not grief sadness, but you know, I'm sad because my son might grow up, whatever. I think it would be very, very, very funny if you just decided to go full serious. Because I think you would be awful at it.
Yeah.
I think. Because here's the thing. You could do sincere for 2-3 minutes, but that's why the jokes are important.
Yeah.
Like my best man speech at Kai's wedding was like the
great.
roast of Guy Humphries for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then a very sincere thing, and also I roasted Natalie as well, but a very sincere thing, which is I think Natalie is an incredible human being. And I love Kai, and I think he's the best, but I still can't believe Natalie settled for him. And she did. But that sincerity only came through because for 17 minutes I was really, really horrible. If you just gone up there and being nice for 15 minutes.
Yeah. What the fuck's that about?
Yeah.
What if I was...
It's like wanking at the same pace for the whole wank. You imagine how just never shifting up pace. Just like a fucking machine. Just that.
I'll be there in 2 minutes and 41 seconds. I know exactly.
I know exactly when this happens. I'm not speeding up. I'm not slowing down for no one. I'm going the same fucking pace.
I feel a bit, for some reason, I was like, when you did that, I was like, I don't know why it's weird, because I feel like you started from the top. I feel like you would start bottom and go up.
Well, this is where Americans will be fucked, because none of them have foreskins, because they're all freaks.
So God, what a nightmare!
Yeah, so they've got to put their fucking lotion on so they don't get blood on them every time they whine. Yeah,
that's so funny.
It's such an American thing to delete something and then go, "Oh no, how do we get rid of this problem we just created?" Okay, we're gonna chop off everyone's foreskin because we charge for medical procedures, and that's a way for us to make all money. Okay, cool. People can't wank anymore. How do we make money off of that? We're gonna sell them lotion. And also, while this is all happening, if we could all just put a bunch of disinformation out about how foreskins are dirty, and even though they've literally existed for millions of years and it was never that much of a problem, if we can just pretend that it became a problem in the 1910s, that would be mwah.
Yeah. Do you know, what would you ever get circumcised just for life?
No.
Why not?
No. I'm getting a vasectomy.
Are you?
I got a call about that tomorrow.
Geez, somebody ring you, says you need one of these.
It's just the playgroup teacher.
You need to fucking.
She was like, "You got to stop. He's a cunt. He's the worst kid I've ever had."
It's honestly, I'm so nervous with you around the kids. Just get the snip.
Yeah, no, I've.
That'd be worse to be like you're expecting to get pregnant.
How long we got? Oh yeah, we can do this. Right. So, me and Cara have one of each. You can't say that anymore. We got one of each. We got a boy and a girl, right? Which obviously the right one will be like, you can't say that anymore. The woke will get you. The woke will get you. I'm like, I'm pretty sure the woke are. I'm pretty sure all the woke accept that there's two sexes, there's two options, and the occasional like 1 in 1,000, 2,000 thing where they come out with both or neither. We got one of each. We don't want any more. Karen knows she doesn't want more, but whenever she sees a baby, she gets that fucking look in her eye. And I'm like, can't do it. We just want two. Two's the magic number. And as an atheist, I think it is fully against God to fuck your wife with a condom.
Oh, yeah, I feel like it's odd.
Man, it's the worst.
Yeah.
I love banging my wife. I love it. It's the best. With a condom on, which we have to do because she's been on the pill and all these things for years. She wants to come off it. Her body needs time to fucking like recover from that. Great. It's my responsibility. I got to wear fucking condoms. And this isn't a man complaining about it. She's also like, it's not as good. Any woman who loves shagging will tell you being fucked with a condom, it's not, doesn't reduce it by 50%, but it reduces it by a bit. It's just gross. We've been married for fucking almost 2 years. We got 2 kids together. We've been going out for fucking 7 years at this point. Why does it feel like we're on a third date?
Yeah.
Like there's just like, I'm gonna fuck you with a gun, like, as if I don't know where you've been and you don't know where I've been. There's no, it's just, I hate it.
Going into the toilet.
So
building yourself up. Effort number 2,000.
Well, so you got the same problem I do, which is we can't go to the store across the road and buy condoms. There's websites for us, right? Where you got to go on and you got to print out a fucking ruler. And have you not done this? Do you think I'm doing a bit?
I've not done the ruler.
You've not done the ruler?
I've just got massive ones and went with it.
As big as you got, baby.
I didn't say that, but
what did you do it?
I didn't go and measure anything with the rulers.
Yeah.
I will now.
Yeah. No, man, you got to print out like a ruler, and then you got to give yourself an erection, then you got to wrap it around to get the girth, and you got to fucking do the fucking length of it.
Yeah.
So it's a bollock. So, and the waiting list on the NHS in Scotland to get a vasectomy is 2 years.
No, okay.
So I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting 2 years. So we're going private to get it done. And I'm not just going private to reduce the waiting time. I'm doing it because the standard procedure on the NHS is it's local numbing agent and you're awake and you're there. I'm going private so I can be like, hey, how much to put me unconscious for this? And they're going to be like, oh, you don't have to be. I'm like, oh, I'm aware you don't have to be. How much money do I have to give you for this to be me under? And they're like, there's a 1% chance you won't wake up. Cool. If I am awake though, there's 100% chance that I will know what the smell of my melting ball flesh smells like. And if I know what that smells like, there's 100% chance I'll kill myself the next day.
Okay.
So,
right.
and also I'm such a pussy with pain.
I went to the GP a couple of days ago because I've got an ingrown toenail and it was infected. And then they were like, right, we can get you into somewhere where they'll cut it out because it's usually they would dig into it, but it's fucked. They're like, phone around and see if places do it. Everywhere I phoned was like, yeah, we won't do any anaesthetic at all for the procedure.
Fuck that, man.
So I was like, okay, so I got an actual phone call and I have to wait 2 weeks now to go somewhere that will actually put anaesthetic on the area.
That's horrific. Yeah, I definitely have to get anaesthetic. Like like this, when I got this fucking surgery as well, they were like, I thought it would be like a day clinic job. I genuinely thought I'd walk in and they would just be like, right, we're going to open up your face. And I'd be sitting there going,
just get one of those real paper cutters that just
I was like,
pull your cheek in. Whoa.
I'll be in and out before there's a whole fucking hassle about it.
Just a hibachi chef. And then he flicks it into your mouth.
Flicking the tumor into your hat. I got him.
Oh no, it's back in his body. No.
Yeah. Rolling into that. And there's like, the two like theater nurses. Like, God, he's the best.
I gotta go change my scrubs.
Dr. Johnny Rocks. Something fucking ridiculous. Oh, Johnny Rocks for this one, great.
There's no wait. Hold on. Johnny Rocks is doing your surgery. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Actually, and we will too. When I was taking that anesthetic,
he comes in on a scooter, does a full kick. It goes round, doesn't bash his shins, and you're like, what the fuck, man? The whole time he's operating, there's a cigarette in his mouth, and you're like, man, if anyone can do it.
Like the fucking anesthetic would knock me out when I was doing it, right? And I was like, God, I'm class.
Oh, I'm hard. He's
like, the guy goes, you should be probably gone by now. Are you feeling anything? I was like, no. I went very quickly, and all of a sudden, when they started going like, okay, well, we're going into the extra bits, then like obviously past the thing.
That is dope.
And I was sitting there going like, I was like, you're not going to. I remember saying something like, you're not going to remember.
The first person that ever went under anesthetic, like, later, bitches. Yeah. Wake me up when you got a second bottle in.
Yeah. When are you turning this thing on? Doctor.
You're the surgery You're the surgery equivalent of those fucking 16-year-old losers who take one puff of weed and they're like, I guess marijuana just doesn't affect me. Yeah. You're like, cool, man. How was those 17 bags of crisps?
Oh, that's so funny. They made me watch the MRI beforehand was the best. They made me watch Johnny Cash in it.
Yeah?
They didn't make me watch it, but Johnny Cash was on inside the MRI, the movie.
There's a Johnny Cash movie?
Yeah.
Is it called Johnny Cash? Walk the Line?
Yeah. Okay. There's not only movies, it was movies made about that movie. You piece of shit. No. But they were playing it inside. And I was watching like loads of like domestic violence and all, going like, oh, this is fucking great.
Domestic violence is great. Clip it.
That's great. Gets me out and about. Out and about would make it's the complete opposite. Where
You've taken the domestic out of domestic abuse. If you take the domicile out, it's just public abuse. You're just hitting women.
Oh God, antisocial. That's another one. Antisocial behavior was always like antisocial behavior should be like I'm playing my PlayStation alone. Yeah. Like antisocial behavior isn't out in public doing shit.
Yeah.
What's the world? That's my other question. I think I might have asked you this last time we did it. That's like my other question that nobody can answer me at the moment. Is why is it Harvey Weinstein, but Albert Einstein.
Einstein.
Weinstein.
Weinstein.
See, it's not Harvey. You know,
Was Harvey Weinstein? I know.
It's not Harvey Weinstein. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but was Harvey Weinstein? Is he Jewish? And not? Don't say just because he was in Hollywood that he was Cullen. We don't know that.
The man ran Hollywood.
That doesn't mean.
No, I don't actually know. He had what's his company? Miramax, wasn't it? I think the big Miramax used to do all the Tarantino films. I mean, I don't know. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Why is it Einstein and Weinstein?
Weinstein's family is
See,
Jewish.
I've got you now.
It's Jewish. His family's Jewish.
Yeah, it's a very Jewy name.
Yeah, so Weinstein. It's Harvey Weinstein, but Albert Einstein. Sneaky bastards.
Yeah, maybe it's that W.
Well, IW's doing quite a lot of lifting.
Yeah.
Changing the end of the fucking word.
Yeah. Also, just while we're at it, right? W. You're not a W. You're a double V.
Yeah. These are the questions.
The French call it double V.
Do you think I give a fuck what the French do about fucking anything?
Yeah.
Those frog fucking freaks.
Oh!
It's
Frog
absolute.
is like, that's like we did the last time as well. It's like, if someone calls me a Mick,
Great.
and I'm like, Paddy.
The best one for the French is from The Simpsons from 1995, which is cheese-eating surrender monkeys. we'll never not
Not
be
really recover from that one.
No, it's the funniest. It's the funniest way. They must have been mad. Imagine, especially back in fucking 1985, right? In France, for you to get an episode of Simpsons, right? It's got to be made in America. It's got to be fucking released in America. Then somebody in France has got to decide that they're going to translate it. They're going to do the fucking voices. They're going to hire all these actors. It's a whole thing back then to get over. It's not just like they can through AI, get the fucking subtitles on screen. It's a whole fucking thing. You wait 5-6 years. 2001. 9/11's just happened. To cheer yourself up, make yourself feel better about America, you decide to finally watch The Simpsons. Right? Season 3, they call you cheesy and surrender monkeys. You're like, well, that's me done, man. That's me fucking done. Oh my God. They've been sitting on that for 6 years. Man, if the Nazis had come up with cheese-eating surrender monkeys in 1940, we would not have helped France.
No, they would have been the bad guys.
Yeah, we would have been like, fucking, you smashed it there.
That'd be funny if they were cheesy surrender monkeys. You're like, Mom, and she comes in and is like, oh, not that episode. I told you not to watch that episode.
Also, it's such a good insult because it's one of the very few insults I've heard where monkey's in the title and it's not a racist insult.
Yeah.
Like it's got nothing to do. Like I feel like there was something to do with that with them. The opposite way around. I feel like England were facing France, right? And some of the French fans were being racist towards Rio Ferdinand, which one is wild considering he was the whitest black man on that team.
Yeah.
And two, there are infinitely more black people in France than there are. And also on the France team. And also, look, Rio Ferdinand's a fucking wanker and everyone hates him for good reason. So I don't want to fucking victim blame here, and say he was lying. But if anyone was to ever lie about it, it would be Rio Ferdinand. And he was talking about it, and it was like, they called me an island monkey. And like the French were like, yeah, that's all of you. You're all island. All the Brits to us are island monkeys because you're savages.
Yeah.
And
You're on an island.
You're on an island. Yeah. That's that. That's all. He's like, they're being racist to me. You're like, are you sure? Because fucking Kante is 6 feet to the right. You don't think they're fucking... You don't think that... You think there's a fucking racist in there being like, hey, that black guy's not black enough.
When it comes to football and racism, though, Uruguay and Argentina, they nail it 100 times. They're always just like, whoa, I called him
the N-word.
Negrito, which means black person. And you're like, yeah, that's what we're angry about. They always like go, they literally come into the court case, don't they? I meant as in a black person, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we're here.
I meant from the time where they were deemed less than us and they were dirty common thieves. So it's a term of endearment. No, you're just like, oh, so I can't call my teammate who I hate dirty little Dorito.
Yeah.
But you can all drink Negronis. Case closed.
Yeah. And then like Enzo Fernandez, the Chelsea fucking dude, he was doing like, he was singing shit about like the French players, which crazy. He got involved in a big racist chant. It's very funny when like Chelsea is just full of African black players, and then he came back as their
But
captain.
you're also the most racist team
Well, I've noticed.
fan base.
Oh yeah, Chelsea. Oh jeez, I never thought it. Yeah. You don't let them onto the trains.
Yeah. Chelsea fan base has a real horrible and consistent history of being actually legitimately racist.
Remember when John Terry had to do the PR campaign after his racism scandal? He had like, it was just like pictures of him in a nightclub with like a black child going.
Well, hold on. What was that in a nightclub?
John Terry meets. Aye, but yeah.
Anything to plug?
I do actually. I have a miniature tour out at the moment, so I'm doing some dates around everywhere. I'm going to add some more as I go, but that's all on my Instagram.
And your fucking special.
And that thing. Yes, that's right. And the special is So yeah, you can find me on. Best thing to do is go on the Instagram and Linktree if you don't want to Google everything. It's really annoying going like, I know you've had this before, you know, when you're like, just fucking Google it. Like, oh, someone's showing, like, where's the link? I'm like, just fucking Google.
Just Google. How hard is it to type my name into Google?
I have never looked at someone and went, oh, there's a show on. But I'm not going, where's the link?
Yeah. Also, if you ever ask me what the link is, you're just making me do what you should be doing. If you ever ask me what's the link to buy tickets for the show, I then Google Daniel Sloss Cincinnati and copy that link and send it to just Google.
Do you know, by the way,
deep seek it.
The amount of people, right, that on my poster it says, you know, like the support act, and it obviously means me for it's like your name, Theo Vaughn's name, and Steve-O.
Yeah.
Right? What a trio. And the three of
you don't have a type.
But people message are going like, they couldn't be the support acts for this. And I'm like, obviously not. Why are you making me sound stupid? They're like, that's some support acts there for the Boiler Room in Strabane. Yeah. I'm like, they're not fucking coming.
Theo Vaughn, renowned class traitor, selling out fucking stadiums, decides to come down to fucking Dublin. They're like, can I play to 17 people in Mavericks?
yeah. I was like, what do you think of that? Surely not the support acts. I'm pretty sure Simone did it too. She wrote something to the effect. Well, Daniel's going to be there. And I go, no. Why are you like this? Why are all of you people? I'm just writing stuff on their messages.
People are so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to plug. Oh, that's not true. It'll be announced in like the next week or so. But I'm doing a short-ish run at the Fringe. It'll be work in progress. So it'll be cheap for me, not cheap for the Fringe, because even my work in progress stuff is better than everyone else at the Fringe. So we've So we're pricing that accordingly. It'll be just a tonic nucleus. I think it's going to win at 6:30 every day. I'm not doing weekends because you are all animals on weekends. I'm not doing the first couple of days and I'm not doing the last couple of days.
I would love to be able to do the Fringe and go, not weekends.
Yeah.
That's the one time. Not weekends, please, only Mondays.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Showing off, that's what that is. Not weekends.
No weekends, not doing
Fuck off. So mad. No weekends. Premier League footballer, but not doing Saturdays.
Carabao Cup or the Champions League. That's it, baby. And look, I'm slowly getting back into stand-up. You'll hear about it at some point. Thanks for listening. Buy Thistly Cross Cider. They support us. You support us. Become an alcoholic. The end.
Bingo.